Namaste. Do you know what does orthosomnia mean? Well, orthosomnia is a very new and interesting term in sleep science and sleep research. It means an unhealthy obsession with the data which we get from our sleep trackers. Just imagine that you are sleeping and you had a very good night's sleep. You wake up fresh, the body is relaxed, the mind is also rested, but the sleep tracker shows you that your sleep score is 68 or it is 50. Suddenly the mind believes that my sleep is not proper. I did not sleep well. The body is rested, but mind believes it is not rested. Throughout the day, you feel tired. Not because you could not sleep properly, because the tracker is telling you that the data is not right. In the past, people used to say I could not sleep properly or I had a very nice sleep. But nowadays people say, oh, my deep sleep is only 50 minutes. Or they will say, oh, my sleep score is just 70. And this tricks the mind to believe something else. So let's understand whether sleep trackers really work and how should we use them if they are worth using. Before we proceed, let's understand the mechanism or how does the sleep trackers work. So sleep trackers are nothing but a combination of some sensors and they track certain data. What do they track? They track body movement. They also track your heartbeat and sometimes breathing pattern. Some very advanced trackers may also track your body temperature. And now they put all this data into various algorithms or one particular algorithm for one particular tracker. That particular algorithm analyzes the data and gives you a sleep score and tells you whether you had a good sleep or not so good sleep. But understand that this is not direct measurement of your sleep quality. Direct measurement happens in a sleep lab. In a sleep lab, they put various sensors on your brain also where they track your brain waves when you are sleeping, and that can give a very accurate data of your sleep quality. On the other hand, trackers are using some data and inferring from it whether you had a good sleep or not. The study of sleep using brain waves in the sleep lab is known as polysomnography. Polysomnography is the right way of understanding the sleep, but trackers are not doing that. So if the algorithm is not working properly or the data is not being collected properly through the sensors, because the sensors also has a limitation, algorithm is also developing and also has its own limitations, the sleep data will not be right, it will not be accurate, and then we will decide on it, we will depend on it, and then we will start to believe that this is my sleep quality. But this is not the sleep quality. Sleep quality is determined by your body. If you wake up fresh, if you feel very much rested, mind feels energized, it means you had a very good sleep. Your body knows much better than tracker or an app. So always believe in your own body, your mind. If you feel rested, that's good enough. So what should we do? Should we not use trackers? Does the trackers have some value? So trackers can be used to track certain things about your sleep. So should we use trackers or not? That's the big question. Now sleep trackers can be used to track certain things to get some idea about our sleep. They are very good in tracking the quantity of sleep, but not very good in tracking the quality of sleep. It can tell you the duration of your sleep, when you fall asleep, when did you wake up. These things can be believed, can be trusted. But the data that your deep sleep was so much and your REM sleep was so much and your shallow and wakeful time was so much cannot be trusted 100%. So use the trackers to analyze and learn about the quantity of sleep, not about the quality of sleep. So the sleep trackers can be very useful in tracking the duration of sleep, consistency of sleep, and maybe some patterns which may emerge from the data. For example, you had a late dinner and then you see, okay, I could not fall asleep on time, or you had a very late coffee or tea with caffeine and that disturbed your sleep. So learning about those patterns can be beneficial. Understanding about duration and consistency can be useful, but not about the quality of sleep. For the quality of sleep, always believe your body, always believe your own mind. They are much more perfect. We have been sleeping like this for a very long time. Trackers are very new. They are not even 1 second in human evolution, if we consider the whole human evolution as one day. So to perfect your sleep, because the main question and the main reason people use trackers is to get a perfect sleep. To perfect your sleep, you should not depend only on tracker and only on the data. Instead, you should develop a night routine, good habits to get a good night's sleep. We miss that and we start depending on a tracker and we start listening to it, start believing this, and then we suffer. So you should make a very good routine and follow that routine. consistently, that will give you a very good sleep quality. I can suggest you a very simple sleep routine. You can remember it as sleep. And the sleep starts with S. S starts with screens. So just switch off your screens. That's the first step for a good night's sleep. At least 2 to 3 hours or at least 2 hours before your sleeping time. So if you want to sleep at 10:30, then 8:30 should be your screen cutoff time. All the screens should go switch off or away from your sight, because the screens, they emit blue light, and we all know this. It disrupts secretion of melatonin. When melatonin is not released, the sleep will not come. Even if we fall asleep, it will not be a good quality sleep, because the melatonin was not released, because you were exposed to bright light, you were exposed to blue light. So sleep starts with S. S stands for screen off. Remember this. Then comes L. L stands for light stretching. Do some light stretching to let go all the tension which builds up throughout the day when you sit or if whatever work you are doing. So based on the work and profession, there will be some stress in the body and in the mind. So just let it go through some light stretching. It can be gentle yoga, it can be some gentle stretching, Sukshma Vyayam, Sahaj Bhavasana, whatever is comfortable to you. Just do light stretching, open up the body, let go the stress which has built up. Then comes E. E means exhalation. So just exhale, exhale and exhale. Do some kind of pranayama where deep inhalations followed by prolonged exhalations relaxes the parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system is the system which makes us rest and relax, rejuvenates the body. So to come back to your parasympathetic nervous system, relax the body, follow some kind of breathing. It can be equal breathing. You can take E for equal breathing, or you can take E for prolonged exhalation. Do some kind of breathing. It can be just 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever time is available to you. Next, E stands for emptying the mind. So use some technique to just empty your mind. Whatever has built up, something which you could have said to someone said you something, some deadline, some stress in the mind, just empty that. You can use any technique of journaling, reflection, meditation, whatever way you want to empty, just empty the mind. That will help you a lot to switch off all the taps which are open in the mind. So mind will be relaxed. It may happen that you will fall asleep, but mind is still very active, hyperactive, and that will also hamper your sleep. So just empty your mind. You can use journaling, meditation, reflection, Nispand bhav, whatever is comfortable to you. And then last P. After doing all this, prepare for sleeping. So go to the bed, dim the lights. If you want to read, you can read. If you want to just do some breathing, you do the breathing. You want to chit chat with the family, do that. Essentially, don't do any stimulating activities. Just do some relaxing, calming, and just lie down in your bed, and slowly sleep will come. If you follow this formula, you can use it to measure the quantity of sleep. Again, when you are falling asleep, how much sleep you are getting, but never depend on it for the quality of sleep completely. Listen to your body. If you follow the sleep formula, the routine which we just discussed, it will give you perfect sleep. Even on your tracker, the sleep score will go up. So always remember, sleep. Now, if you need any more help, you can explore the Nispand app. The Yoga Institute has developed a very beautiful app, Nispand, which has a very rich library of meditations and stretches and reflections to help you empty the mind and actually practice this sleep formula also. Explore the very rich library and you will definitely find something for you. You can also come to the Samatvam, which happens every Saturday in the Yoga Institute. And if you have any kind of difficulty which can be towards clinical intervention, then you can come and meet doctors and experts and yoga teachers here. So remember, the goal is not to get perfect sleep score. The goal should be to have a very healthy, happy body and mind. Good sleep does not come with good technology or good trackers or apps. Good sleep comes when you follow right routine, right habits, and you calm your body and you relax your mind. So keep that in mind and take care of yourself. Namaste. Thank you.